Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. 1 second. No. Come on, Pops. Doing my best over here. Ah, good morning. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Wazzy, Billy, Derek Vegas, Trenty, Miss Divine. I'm seeing you all. Good morning, my good friends. Nerdy, stop smiling. Okay, don't stop. All right, I take that back. Don't stop. I take it back. Nerdy, keep smiling. Vegas, free. That's what the Yankees are going to sound like tomorrow night. Yankees score. Dodgers score. Free's trying to give me statistics from 1932. Come on, man. Statistics from 1932 don't count anymore, Free. Okay? Well, Pops, you're from 1934. You count. Yeah, whatever. It's totally different subjects there, pal. Mr. Babe Ruth. It doesn't count. Babe Ruth. Forget it. Come on, man. We have Shohei. I'll take Shohei over Babe any day of the week, buddy. I don't know, though. Joe DiMaggio was pretty good. But, I don't know, man. Good morning. I still like Steve Garvey. First baseman in the 70s. I still like Steve. Stop talking trash, Pops. It's not time. What's going on, Laura? We made a final decision for now. Watch and wait for 6 more months. Okay. Oh, Judge is a great player, Deborah. I got to admit it. Laura, I really didn't know that was all going on. You are in my best wishes. Okay? Love you, girl. Sincerely. Judge is very good, Deborah. I'm not going to lie. The one thing that kind of gets me about Judge, though, let's be honest. Wait. Let's be honest. Good morning. Good morning. There's one thing that gets me about Judge. Have you ever seen a guy with a bigger head? The guy has a head. His head is gigantic. Did you know they special order his batting helmets? Average batting helmet size is somewhere around a 7.5, 7 3/8. I think he's like a 12. I've never seen a bigger head in my whole life. Go look. I was telling Brock, he was going, Pops, you're being silly, whatever. I go, come and look. Come and look. She's like, he looked at her. My God, his head is gigantic. Yeah. This is one of those sports guys I'm talking about. He's sitting here. You and I have one like this, beer bottle head size. Hi, I can hit home runs. Okay? I'm not making fun of him, I swear I'm not, because I told you he's great. But I just noticed he's got one heck of a big old head. Okay, what's the bobble? His bobblehead was, they do a double the size. Normally, you have a bobblehead size. They double the size of the bauble. Am I making fun of a Yankee right now? Okay. Oh, Pops, you're not being nice. This is close to gossip. This is super close to gossip. All right? Pablo, I just play one on TV. Oh, he was. I'm telling you, that guy's head. Watch tomorrow night. If you're not used to it, be prepared. Okay, just get prepared right before they show it. Okay, Pablo, did you escape, Billy? Leave Pablo alone. Pablo, we're glad you escaped and they made it here. Freddie Hinkle. Freddie, who has a bigger head? Charlie Brown or Aaron Judge? Put percent. Who has a bigger head? Charlie Brown or Aaron Judge? Quick, quick. Judge. Oh, I'm being so mean. I take it back right now. No, Joe Biden's got like a beer bottle head. He has a teeny little. I'm not being kind, am I, Derek? But maybe he wants a big head. I don't know. Maybe he's thinking this is the greatest thing ever. I got a big head, man. Look at my head, man. I got special elements. Anyways, I hope you guys know Pops is just goofing around. Goofy, trash talk. This is pre-trash talk. I'm basically aiming 97% of this at Free the Ancient Ones, Mr. I Was Born in Brooklyn. Okay? I promise I'm just Aaron Judge, if I could see you right now, I would tell you how much I appreciate you. I think you're an amazing athlete, and you don't seem to get in very much trouble anywhere. Seems like he handles his business pretty darn good. Okay? It's just hard for him to find a good hat, right? Let's watch a couple of things, and then we're going to get busy today. And we have Vegas here. We want to talk about Vegas. So, check this out first. This is really neat what this gentleman says. This gentleman right here is going to talk to us for just less than a minute, maybe a minute and a half. And he says the same thing that we say to each other. At the end of the day, what he's really going to talk about is practice. When you get that urge to go take something personal, or when you get that chaotic brain that says, you know what, I'm making an assumption right now.
You have nothing in this world to conquer or to challenge or to transcend apart from your mind. All your neighbors live here. Your enemies and friends live here. Your gods and demons live here. And yourself, imagined, lives here. Just become more and more aware that your watching place is not the thing you're watching. Just remain detached like you're witnessing. Some uncontrollably, and you're in form again.
Sorry,
dancing with the
I'm going to start this over. He's talking about awareness. He's like, the higher level awareness we have, the easier it is to stay in practice.
And then as soon as you see this, don't go, oh, no, just click back.
One more time.
You have nothing
I won't interrupt.
in this world to conquer or to challenge or to transcend apart from your mind. All your neighbors live here. Your enemies and friends live here. Your gods and demons live here. And yourself, imagined, lives here. Just become more and more aware that your watching place is not the thing you're watching. Just remain detached like you're witnessing. Sometimes it will feel like some reflex uncontrollably, and you're in form again. Dancing with the mind, struggling, and then as soon as you see this, don't go, oh, no, just click back. And at some point, you'll feel that the claustrophobia of all this worldly, internal and external noise will start to sort of drift away.
Matote.
You have nothing in this world to conquer or to challenge or to transcend apart from your mind. All your...
It's good stuff. Good stuff. It's funny, different cultures, probably raised completely differently, and yet conceptually the same exact thing. I'm so grateful for other people speaking the same message in their own words. Now, Vegas sent us this. I wanna play this one. Vegas sent us this. Vegas, first, I'll talk about Vegas here in a second, but she sent us this. And I think this is practically, this would be Vegas if she could do it. Vegas would be doing exactly this. What I know about her and her goodness. And I'm not joking, I'm not trying to K her A. She's been just an incredibly sweet, sweet friend for quite some time here. And she found a little nest. She's one of those girls that it was hard to find a nest. And she's found one here, and I'll tell you what, she sure makes it a better place to be. I'm happy when I see her in the morning. And what's really crazy is it's 6 o'clock in the morning for her. Like 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, okay, I can make it. 6 o'clock in the morning, she's standing next to Billy D at the gym door waiting. And I think she can probably testify that hanging out with us in the mornings has helped her mental health. So Vegas is just as sweet as they come. Let's look at this video that she sent of herself. This is what Vegas wants to be doing, okay? This isn't Vegas, but it's Vegas, all right? Oh, I know, Kimberly.
One person is making a spectacle out of a simple act of community service.
One
This is
person.
Trash the Clown, a
Like,
stay-at-home...
So it starts out, she's going to look awfully goofy. I can imagine how many people pointed at her and made fun of her and said, what the hell is this old whack job doing? What the hell? And she just kept doing it. She kept doing it. And she kept her mission. Watch what happens. You talk about ripple. And we talk about it here all the time. Can one person make a difference? Pick the spot you want to make a difference.
Who notice garbage around her? One person is making a spectacle out of a simple act of community service. This is Trash the Clown, a stay-at-home mom who noticed garbage piling up around her city and decided to do something unconventional yet impactful. She hit the town dressed as a clown, armed with trash bags and a shopping cart she calls Carter, to clean up Port Huron. Behind this quirky mom is a deeper purpose.
About not just litter, but how they see the world and how they see each other. We go throughout our days without really seeing the world around us, without really engaging one another. So if we can learn to actually engage the world, see it, then we start to see the litter on the ground. Then we can see how, we're hateful to one another and how we can fill in those gaps with kindness and with love, and how that kindness and love can steamroll into something amazing and beautiful. That's the way you fix things. The world is really
What a weirdo.
noisy, so it's hard to hear good messages sometimes. And so to kind of cut through all that negative noise, sometimes you have to speak loud, but loud in a different way.
Trash is now the talk of the town. But you know what? People aren't trash talking her like they used to, because they see the good. They know the value. And hundreds of her neighbors have even turned out to help her clean up their city.
Boop.
One person is making a spectacle out of a simple act of
She picked her method. She picked her road. And I think it looks like when she's putting her makeup on, she's doing her best. I'm going to put my best makeup on. From there, she's already on the road. Her intent, and it has drawn people to it. It's amazing. It started out, I'm sure, people like, oh boy, wacko, cleaning it. Yeah, wacko, whack this. And every one of us can be this person. Every one of us can be this person if you just pick your lane. Pick your lane and fill your lane with kindness. It's pretty beautiful. Thank you. I honestly forget who sent me that. Somebody from here sent me that, and I apologize that I can't remember who. But when you guys send me neat stuff like this, I download it, and I tell myself, oh, I gotta play that. So give me 1 second. We'll get our music back on, And we're going to move on. Thank you for watching that with me. Give me 5 people that like Trash the Clown. And if you do like Trash the Clown, push the my like button here. I'll get credit for what Trash was doing. Okay? Actually, we will get credit. If you like what Trash was doing out there, push the trash button. Push the I like trash button. Okay? That's good stuff. Let's do a couple of... I miss Rando Facto. I honestly miss Rando Facto. So we're going to Rando Facto for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to go talk about pasteurizing our substrate and a couple of other fun things that we do in mycology. Okay, thank you guys so much for... Honestly, that lady inspired me. She inspired me to keep staying in my lane. And I'm not the biggest fan of clowns either. I don't have a clown phobia, but clowns have never been like my thing. I'm always like, especially sad clowns. Why do you have to be sad? If you're going to try to make me laugh, go ahead and give me a happy face. Okay? But there's so much creativity in them. How about clown college? Who here would go to clown college if they could? Oh, Derek Anderson, I miss Bozo too. Big old red hair. Clown college. Would you go to clown college? Huh? Who would go to clown college? HB so would, really. I would do rodeo clown college, maybe. Back in the day, I would have been like one of the guys, because I, pretty fast and pretty quick on my feet. And, I'm sure they got they got some girlfriends out for the rodeo circuit. Do you think rodeo clowns were sexy? Like, as sexy as the bareback rider? Did the girls like the rodeo clowns as much as the bareback rider? Pace, rodeo clown sounds cool. Like you're in there with the guys and you're you're like keeping them from getting hurt and stuff like that. You're pretty cool. Rodeo clown. Melodies goes, no, Pops. I'm sorry, the guy with the Wranglers on is way hotter. Okay? Really? The guy with the Wranglers is hotter than the guy with the 87-inch shoes? Rodeo clown. Bill, that's why I like the job. Throw a little danger in there. Okay? Bull riding, it's scary, Penny. Okay? Have you ever bull rided at a bar? Have you ever had them turn it all the way up and they couldn't throw you? Pops rode one of those mechanical bulls. Couldn't throw me. I'm not kidding you. I can't remember much of the rest of the night, but I remember not being thrown from the mechanical bull. I would have died before they could have let that thing throw me off. I was so competitive. Right, Penny? When did the art piece Mona Lisa become famous? Mona Lisa. It's been a painting hanging around in the Louvre, and maybe Napoleon took it once in a while to hang over his bed. But it really didn't become world famous until 1911. 1911, when it was stolen. After it was stolen from the Louvre in Paris. That's when it became famous. It's kind of sad. You're only famous when you're missing. You're only famous when you're missing. Napoleon once removed the Mona Lisa from the Louvre so he could hang it on his bedroom wall. Napoleon needed visual aids at that time. Okay? So he picked Mona. How about this? You want to be a very successful, money-making artist? Be the graffiti artist who painted the Facebook's first office. the graffiti artist. RX isn't here, is he? RX, this could have been you. Have you ever seen RX's graffiti type art? He is so talented. This guy, in 2005, he graffiti arted the Facebook's first office. He was paid in shares. He was paid in shares, stock. That stock today would be worth $200 million. $200 million for a paint job. I hope he can hold on to some of the stock. I really honestly do. I love, Foz, I used to like really freak out on graffiti. I loved it. I was collecting art books and stuff with graffiti, and I still want to graffiti the inside of the garage wall in the mush lounge. I want a really neat graffiti. I love graffiti. I don't know why. And it's not because of the urban rebel part of it. It's just that bright, vibrant, color, creative, and then you're still trying to figure out what's it saying, etc. I love graffiti. It's weird. Graffiti art's so cool. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. I'm cutting my ear off. I'm sending it to my girlfriend because I miss her. It's all part of a myth. You know, it wasn't a myth. Vincent van Gogh had epilepsy. And a very high on the scale of epilepsy. He had a lot of seizures over his life. You know what Vincent van Gogh, where is it? Here it is. According to Vincent van Gogh's brother, by the way, his brother, what was his brother's name? Somebody help me out. Go look up his brother's name. His brother supported him his whole life. He wasn't making money as a painter. That happened after he died. And his brother paid for all his paints, paid for his staying in cottage, his brother, if it weren't for his brotherly love, it wasn't Lance, it wasn't Terry. I'm sure he was, B. I'm sure he was doing a lot of things to help to self-medicate. Theo, Justin said it, that's it. You're right, it's Theo. You're right. See, I knew when I saw it, I'd know it. Theo is actually the hidden star behind the scene, in my opinion. Theo's the dude. Good morning, RX. So Theo says Vincent's last words, because Theo was there. Theo says that Vincent's last words were, "The sadness will last forever." That sounds like somebody that's depressed. That sounds like a pretty deep level situation of depression. The sadness will last forever. Okay, Vince, see ya. See you on the next ride. I don't know. That's sad. But you're dealing with creative, amazing artists that have, probably never got help with his mental health issues. Yeah, he and Emily Dickinson should have dated, right, Nerdy? How about Vincent and Emily getting together? That'd be a happy pair. That'd be one happy pair. I'm going to read about 3 more of these randos. Do you guys like artist randos? We're doing artist randos today. What do you think? Nerdy, Vincent and Emily, what a pair. We don't mind learning a little bit about artists, right? This is kind of sicky. Anybody is Sarah here? Is Sarah here? If Sarah's here, I want you to know this is gonna freak you out. Sarah? Is Sarah here? Oh, bosh, that's good art right there, Mark. If Sarah's here, okay, Sarah, get ready, okay? And if anybody has one of those green emojis, that look one of those, get them ready. Get a few of those ready because you guys are going to be definitely sending these. Okay, you guys ready? Cheese making artists at Dublin Science Gallery made cheese. Okay, that's all right. That makes sense. Cheese making gallery, they make cheese. All right. What did they use to make the cheese? They made the cheese from several artists and scientists. Okay, that makes sense. So they make the cheese. A bunch of artists and scientists get together and they're going to make cheese at the art gallery. Cheese gallery. What are we going to make the cheese from now that we're all gathered together? Bacteria was collected from them using sterile cotton swabs from different parts of their body, including the belly button, mouth, and even tears. Okay, I'm going to get... What? What? Scientists and artists, hand me a swab, would you, bro? I'm going to get some out of my belly button here. We're going to make some cheese. Tear cheese. It's very pricey. Hip Kitty's like, Hip, you can go ahead and go over to the rail, vomit if you need to. It's okay. What the hell's going on, Woz? Lint cheese. Breathe from behind the knee. Oh, God. Pennies, I used to love cheese. Oh, see, now this is where you guys get good. All your comments. I can just sit back. We're done for the day. You guys go for it. Have fun. Go for it. What's crack? Go for it, you guys. Have a bowl. Earwax cheese. Sarah. Any howdy cheese. You guys are freaking me out. Oh, baby Jesus. Okay. So I went way too far. Pops did what he always does. He went way too far. I had to showboat. I had to be a showboat. Okay, this cheese tastes just a little nutty. Oh, gosh. Artists and scientists, hand me that sterile swab, bro. Okay, we're moving to another subject. That's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Except for we're going to do one final thing to change the subject. We're going to talk about something that's pretty darn cool. All right? I've never seen it, but maybe you people that have been in Boston know about this one. You guys aren't going to let this go, are you? You guys aren't letting this go. I can see it now. Yes. Mycology is very much like cheese making. There is a lot in common, just like brewing, distilling alcohol. There's a lot of commonalities. Did anybody ever see the mushroom growing out of their navel? Okay, next, we're going to change the subject one more time. On the sidewalks of Boston. This is really cool. Sarah, this isn't going to freak you out. This is you, Sarah, you and I are going to go, hey, that's pretty cool. What a neat idea. Okay, are you guys ready for this one? You know what? I've made cheese too, Niffy. I've made feta cheese. And last summer I tried making mushroom cheese, putting mushroom powder into a cheese mix. It worked and everything, but it was terrible. I didn't have it right, and I didn't spend more time on it. But I tried. Mushroom cheese. You just make cheese and then you add your ground up mushrooms to it. On the sidewalks of Boston, There are poems that can only be seen when it rains. They were painted with special waterproof paint, which only appears when it's wet. I love it. I love it. It's raining outside. We could go reading the poems. It's dry outside. Sorry you can't see them. Pretty neat idea. Good job, Boston. I'm going to give them a little bit of a good clap for that. RX thinks that's slick. I get it, RX. I see where you're going with that one. Kimberly, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It rains and poop, you can see poems. It's dry and you're like, it's just a normal regular. Bill D worked at a cheese factory. Thanks for telling us, Billy, seriously. Okay, we're out of time there. I still forgot completely. I don't know why I'm doing this to Vegas. Vegas sent us one of the most beautiful things. You see this cup? We showed this cup just the other day. This is a classic French print of all the different kinds of mushrooms, mostly European, that they'll forage and find. It's very beautiful. These are hand-drawn illustrations. Super famous print makes this. Vegas sent me something that I'm going to hang on the wall over at the grow house, down at the in the lab at the grow house. What do you think of that? Screenshot. This is absolutely gorgeous. There's a perfect spot to like cover bricks and stuff that I don't want to see. Vegas, it's taken me a week for me to show that to people, and I'm sorry. I've had it sitting right there ready to show, and we miss each other or I forget, and I'm sorry. That is beautiful, isn't it? Did I have it upside down? Wait, did I have it upside down? Seriously? Let me change it. I want another picture with it up the right side up. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, Vegas. I don't even deserve that. You're just so sweet to me. You're so sweet, and thank you. I sincerely like that. And the cool thing is, it's going to hang up on the wall over at the grow house. And I know exactly where it's going to kind of cover up an unsightly area. And every time I look at it, you're going to be in my mind. That's a neat thing. Thank you, my dear. Kimberly the Golden Bolden. We received something from Levelland in the mail last night. I have not opened it yet. I apologize. Didn't get to it. We're going to do it tomorrow live. Whatever, there's some kind of a package from Levelland. That usually means Kim and Mike. So we'll open that tomorrow and see what the heck's inside that. Kim, it's not here right now. It's over at the other place because I picked up a package. It's actually at my other place. So I just wanted to let you know that we got it, and I'm committing to open it tomorrow and not giving you the runaround like I did to Vegas. Yeah, Levelland, Texas. Seal, that's where Kim's home base. Let's talk about pasteurizing our substrate now. Yesterday when we left it, we've mixed our substrate. If you were using Pop's formula, then you knew that I use a super simple formula. And I just use a cocoa coir and vermiculite. That's all I really use. And once in a while, when we're feeling like, being a little extra, we'll put in worm castings. Thanks, Kim. Other times, some people will put in coffee grinds. Some people will put in gypsum. It all depends on you and your own recipe. I want to read something to you here. Okay. This is interesting, and it's, well, we already discussed this yesterday. We discussed it in terms of pH neutral, but then we were also talking about the mesophilic organisms that die somewhere between 112 degrees and 170 degrees, and then the thermophilic organisms that it takes over 170 and up to 250 degrees to kill those off, right? And we don't mind leaving the thermophilic organisms on our substrate because it's going to help fight other things, and eventually our mushrooms are going to consume that anyways, okay? As mentioned, coco coir does not host microbial life. There's neither on them at first. There's neither mesophilic or thermophilic. Off of a fresh batch of, you just opened up your bag of coco coir, or you're opening up your brick. It's organism microbial life free, as it were, in nature. And it's also pH neutral at a 7. You could, if you wanted to at this point, just cold water to hydrate it and then use it immediately. Coco coir all by itself. We talked about that. We'll add Verm because we want to aerate it and get more things going on, add a few minerals to the mix. But if you wanted to, you could start with just the coco coir, and you don't even need to pasteurize, because there's nothing in there that's going to be harmful out right now. So you can go to town. Pops, I don't have anything to pasteurize with. I don't have this. Just go ahead and start getting growing. Go get yourself a bag of coco coir, and you can get going, along with your grain spawn. It's not going to be as good a cake as it could be. Might get a little mushy mashy, little wet in there, but you'll be working with that. The bucket tech, it's a good idea to pasteurize cocoa a little, just in case any stray fungal spores or bacteria have found their way onto it. So we're going to pasteurize our coco coir mix just a little bit, just in case some of those microbes have found their way onto that coco coir that isn't there naturally. The bucket tech includes an actual step rather than being a separate process. Essentially, boiling water is poured into the bucket containing the coco coir brick, and the lid is put on. You're going to use a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot. Better yet is get yourself a cooler, the one that you keep your your 6-packs and your drinks in, because it is an insulated cooler. So just the fact that that cooler is insulated means it's going to hold the heat in it longer than our 5-gallon bucket, which is going to dispel the heat a lot quicker. That's a Derek Anderson, you nailed it. Use your old Igloo or your old, or you can pick them up pretty darn cheap nowadays for a cooler. It makes a better bucket tech than a 5-gallon bucket. The 5-gallon bucket is all you need, just like this. We were using these exclusively for a couple of years, and just be, that's maybe half a day's worth of work right there, and doing it that way for us, but the amount of work that we were doing, we had to move to a different process, and we're going to discuss that. But bucket tech, if you're just doing 3, 4, 5, even up to 10 tubs right now, this is all you'll need. Okay? So now you're going to pasteurize. What do you do to pasteurize it? You're going to start with, here's your formula. Most of the bricks that you see that are already pre-formed bricks that are coming from Echo World and a couple of these other manufacturers, They usually come in around a 650 gram brick. They're about 650 grams. Some are going to be 625. Some are going to be 675. I've weighed a couple and they've been like, "God, that's almost 700 grams. But it's supposed to be around 650. So I'm just going to work with, generally speaking, I start with one brick and I consider it about 650 grams. If you're not working with brick and you're working with already loosened cocoa coir, weigh it up to where you get yourself around 650 grams. This is going to be your first batch. This is going to be your first formula. Okay? So you've got 650 grams of your cocoa coir mix. We're going to add to that around 2 liters. Liters. Now, you're going to measure this in liters, not by weight. So, liters. 2 liters of vermiculite. 650 grams of cocoa. 2 liters of vermiculite. That's my mix. If I felt like it right now, I would put in another half a liter. Some people will use gypsum, I won't. Some people will use worm castings, no problem. So I'll add that. So I'm sitting at 650 grams, 2 liters of vermiculite, and maybe a small additive that's about a half a liter. That's my mix. I'm going to take that mix and I'm going to add to it 3.25 liters of boiling water. 3.25, 3.25 liters of boiling water. That should get me pretty close to proper field capacity. We discussed field capacity yesterday when I can squeeze the substrate and I'm getting a drippage and it's just a slight drop. That's about where I should be. 650, 2 liters of verm, and then we're going to add 3.25 boiling water. Going to cover it with the lid, and it's now steam bathing in there. The unfortunate part about this process is we really don't control the temperature. We don't know what the actual temperature inside that bucket is, but just based off of steam and heat and the volume of the bucket and how much you put in there, and working with it, we know it's pasteurizing. What the actual temperature is in there, I'm not really sure. Okay, let me show you a couple of pictures. This is adding the cocoa coir. Okay, now you're going to take and you're going to add 2 liters of the verm. Okay, this is where he's adding gypsum. That would be worm castings for us. Now you're adding the water. Okay, the boiled water. You can pour it over the cocoa coir and the vermiculite into the bucket. You normally need 5 times the amount of water to cocoa coir. So if I had 650 grams of cocoa coir, I would need 5 times 650 grams of water to get that field capacity right. What we say, though, is start with about 3.5 or 4 times the amount of water you need, because you can always add a little more water. It's harder to subtract water, or now you're going to change all the ratios by having to add more cocoa. So start with about 3.5 times, which was our 3.25. And if you have to add a little more water to get you to your field capacity, then do so. Okay? This is field capacity. Now, based off of this picture, that's way too wet for me. See this big stream? I would avoid that one. But this little stream, if I was dropping little stream like that, that's how I like to see my field capacity. And as you can see, this guy's using Derek Anderson's old igloo. Derek loaned it to him. So he poured his water in here, he covered it up, 90 minutes later, you removed the lid and stirred the contents up. If you're in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, this is a great place. You've already got your lid on. Just shake the bucket up. Just take your bucket and shake it up with the lid on. Do yourself a huge favor. Do it outside. I've done it in the lab and not paying close attention and being a little bit fast. Steam bubble had built up in there, and just when I started to shake it, boom, like a can, and the lid blew off the top of one of the buckets, and a lot of the substrate went all over the place. So you can also just leak a little bit of that steamed air out right before you close the lid again, and then shake it up. But shaking it, I don't have to go in there with a spoon and mix it or anything like that. It comes out to a beautiful mix. Now that I have it, and it's been completely pasteurized, I have to take that out, and I have to put it in a vessel that's going to hold it until I'm ready to add my grain spawn. And for us here, what we use those plastic bags I showed you yesterday. But at this point, I'd get out your turkey bag and put that mix, because it's still might be still a little warm. Put that mix in the turkey bag and close it up, wrap it up tight. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay? The pros, wait, let's just do this. How long will my pasteurized CV chlor-verm mix last? Pasteurized. Can I just leave it in a bag and let it sit on the shelf for the next week and a half? 3 weeks? How about a month? How long should I be able to leave that bag? Well, here we tend to make the bags as we need them. We're not in the business of doing all of that ahead of time, and then it's sitting around and running the risk of getting contaminated. So typically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use it right after you pasteurize it and it's cooled down. Use it the next day. If you're going to make it, try to use it tomorrow. Then it's going to be as pasteurized as it could possibly be, and it's cooled down. But if it contains vermiculite, wait. It says, some people say your mix can last a week. Some people say months. But it's even, the longer you leave it, the greater the risk of contamination. We kind of go on that. If you don't intend to use it immediately, and you got it wrapped in your plastic bag, freeze it. Freeze it. And then all you have to do when you're ready to use it is take it out and defrost it, and it will never have gotten contaminated or more problematic while it's stored in your freezer. So rather than sit in a hot, dark closet waiting to be used, freeze it if you don't plan on using it right away. Okay? If you store it otherwise, you might have to repasteurize it before you use it. Given that it will already be wet, you can't do this repasteurization by adding more boiling water. You've already reached your field capacity. The only way you're going to be able to repasteurize it when you need to is using that oven tech that we talked about. Or there's another steam tech. Okay? And final thought, can you recycle? Can you recycle your cakes? If it was just cocoa coir and mycelium and your grain spawn, and you've taken all the fruit off, yes. But if we've added vermiculite to our cakes, we're not going to be able to organically recycle that because of the vermiculite. Okay? The vermiculite, according to this, if it contains vermiculite, recycling can be a problem. While vermiculite is an organic material, it's kind of similar to stone. Remember I talked about the minerals and things that are in it, zinc, all of that? Meaning it doesn't degrade very easily. As such, it's not a pollutant. It can't be added to organic waste. This usually, organic waste, wants to become compost. If we've added vermiculite, then we're kind of contaminating our compost. It's like adding rocks and stone into our compost. Okay? So that's bucket tech. I'm going to show you one more tech. We're going to discuss one more tech. And this is called steam bath. This is called steam bath. This is something that you can make at home if you wanted to. This is just a bigger cooler, or maybe even just one of those big black toolboxes from Home Depot or something. And then all you need is a steam making machine. Wallpaper removing machines make a really good steam. We're going to take that steam, we're going to run it into the bottom of the tub here. Perforated lines. We'll have a grid over the top of it, and we can lay all of our bags, pre-rolled, prepared bags, on this grid, close this up. We've got a temperature gauge here, and we can turn our steam up till we're about 170 degrees inside of here. And then we're going to want to run that for about 90 minutes. Okay? Does it work, Pops? We made one. We made one. Here's the bucket. This is running to the steamer. This helps us keep track of the temperatures inside. I have probes running in here. And then we're able to put one level in here on top of a rack. And then we're able to put another level in here on top of a rack. And you can see how much we can pasteurize all at one time. Each of those bags weighing 5 pounds of substrate mix. So this right here is what we would call the steam bath. And literally this little setup right here, $75 is all that thing cost. There's pictures and diagrams of how to make that online all over the place. We've graduated from this. Now we're even at another thing where we're doing autoclaving. But we got tired of doing, every one of these would have been a bucket. Every one of these. You're doing about 50 buckets at a time. Got a little overwhelming. So we just mix up the mix, put it in the bag, seal and wrap the bag correctly, put it in our steamer, and we've got ourselves a good volume of bags to work from over the course of the next week or so. Now that's where you go. That's probably your next step up from bucket tech. Okay? Pretty cool? Give me 5 people that think steam bath's a pretty cool way to go. Channeling steam into a large insulated box is an ideal way to quickly pasteurize large quantities of substrates while avoiding the hot mess of the water bath. This steam can be produced by an electric wallpaper steamer, a retrofitted pressure cooker. You can use a pressure cooker. You know the little guy where you're putting the weight on the pressure cooker, the 15-pound weight that bounces up and down? You can hook a line onto that. And the pressure cooker's creating steam. And you've got a good amount of water in your pressure cooker. That right there, hook that steam over to that hose into the bottom of your tub and get it perforated, and you can get steam coming out of that. So you've got an old pressure cooker. Boop, you've got a steam maker, right? The temperature of the substrate should be measured occasionally by checking the thermometer set into one of the center containers of substrate, or better yet, externally with a remote barbecue thermometer. And that's what we did. We just got one of those remote barbecue. You put probes inside there, drill a little hole, sealed it with silicone so the steam wouldn't come out, and you're able to watch the temperature from outside the tub. Okay? So that's how a steam bath, boop, it's like that. You throw it in there, run it for 90 minutes, leave the lid on, let everything cool down, and you've got yourself a heck of a situation. So, I love it. Let's get on to, we'll pick up some more tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about, now we have pasteurized cocoa coir mix, and we have our grain spawn colonizing. We need to make a monotub to get it ready. So tomorrow we're going to talk about making a monotub and making liners for the monotub. Okay? And by then, it'll be Friday. You guys will be working on this stuff all weekend long. And next Tuesday, we'll have more information to share. Today, let's get back to the fourth agreement. We have about 15 minutes left together here. Boy, do I like being here. Boy, do I like talking about growing mushrooms. Can you tell? Who can tell Pops likes talking about growing mushrooms? It's a passion. How do we break the big spells that we're under? I know, Penny, very fast. How do we break some of the spells that we're under? We talked about it at the very end, was the last line from yesterday. The last line from yesterday. How do we break these big spells that we're under? Anthony, that's a good way, 100%. Jesus Christ thinks all we have to do is shoot the X. Penny, you guys are doing, these are great answers. And Kimberly just nailed it by doing our best. Whether it's about being impeccable, our best impeccable, our best don't take it personal, our best don't make assumptions, our best growing mushrooms, our best being kind, our best giving compliments, our best at giving service. All of these other things, if we're doing our best, old spells are going to break like this. The fellow this morning mentioned it. The metote of the mind, all of the stuff that comes at us and these voices that we hear, and they're usually about ourselves and they're usually condemning. We start finding a way out of that fog, out of that metote. You can't even hear something when you're focused and doing your best. The voices don't even register anymore. Soon they fall away. They're just a mumble. Pretty soon the mumble becomes, the whole crowd's left behind. Don't you want to leave the crowd in your brain behind? Let me turn this on. What's Paige saying? That's beautiful, Paige. Pidgey, Paige. She's our girl. By always doing your best, you will break a big spell that you have been under. There was a man who wanted to transcend his suffering. So he went to his Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He went to the master. We did this story once before, but I'm going to read it again. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, this is going to be an easy one for you to get. He went to his master and he asked, Master, if I meditate 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend? The master looked at him and said, if you meditate 4 hours a day, perhaps you'll transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man then said, well, what if I did 8 hours a day? Would I then be able to transcend faster? The master looked at him. And he said, if you meditate 8 hours a day, perhaps you'll transcend in 20 years. But why will it take me longer if I meditate more? The man asked. The master replied, you're not here to sacrifice your life. You're here to live it and to be happy and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 instead, you're only going to grow tired. You're going to miss the point, and you're not going to enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you're already transcending. Those yogi guys always get it right. They always get it right. Doing your best. How are you? What kind of a life are you going to live? Is it going to be a kicked back one? You're going to be a Shlomo? I found when I do my best, I'm more intense. I'm already intense. People used to tell me that. Bro, you're intense. You're intense. I am not. I used to be. Literally, that would offend me. I'm not intense. Just answering told you I'm intense. Just the way I answered. But I didn't want to be known as intense. I want to be the cool, laid-back, calm guy. Can't I be the calm fella? It wasn't my nature. I didn't know. It's not me. There's some people, I'll give you an example. Not that he isn't living a beautiful life, but his level of calmness brings me calmness. Free the ancient one. Free the ancient one. You talk about mellow calm. You look at the guy and you're like, oh, thank God, now I don't have to be all like anxious. Just looking at him, let alone he's going to give you a little piece of advice. He takes about 4 words and boom, you get it. Michael Patterson, another perfect example, Penny. Perfect example. My other example, one of the reasons I love this man, Captain Jeff. Calm, laid back, mellow. 4 words. They can say in 4 words, I've been talking for an hour and a half. Free said it in 4 words. Captain Jeff said it in 4. Michael Patterson usually says it in 3. Penny, I wish I could be laid back, but I don't. I used to. I used to not want to be intense. I'm not kidding. I don't want to be intense. I just want to win the race. I just want to win. I'll cheat to win. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. What? Jesus Christ understands that one. But that was me. Guess what? It still is. Pops, you're so intense, you're out of control sometimes. Some people don't want to hang around you. Okay, I'll calm down. No, I can't. I go 100 miles an hour or I go 3. And I'm not saying that as a positive. I think that's a negative. I want to be able to just go cruise at about 65 right next to free. Okay, why can't I just cruise? And then when they hit the gas, like whoa. Straighties, and there's so many Hags. All the guys I like here are mellow. Was. The intense guys, I'm like, wait a minute, you look like me. I don't think intensity's a bad thing anymore. I'm living the most beautiful life. I am. I really, really, really am. And part of it came because I just finally said, okay, just be intense. Just pick the right things to be intense about, Pops. Just pick the right things to be intense about. Not everything. Not anything. And you don't have to be competitive about it. Drop the competition part. Really, I have to not win? Yeah, you have to stop trying to win. When you stop trying to win, you're going to win a lot more. Really? Yeah, watch. And so now I concentrate. I focus on a few things that I'm really intense about. And the other things I can't put a lot of effort and time into it, because if I had to, it would be intense, and I'm too intensely spread around. And my intensity today comes from a willingness to serve. Comes from a willingness to serve, not be served. Before I wanted to be served. I wanted you to tell me I was great. I wanted you to look up. I wanted your approval. I wanted stuff from you. Because I didn't know where it was inside me. I really didn't. So we'll just drink and drug. When I started living a better life, my intensity was okay with me. My intensity was okay with me. It's okay. Some of you guys, you're poor victims of it here. Here I am walking along, and all of a sudden I go, I'm gonna start yelling at all of you. I almost can't help it. And I don't know that I have to apologize for it. That's just how Coach Pops works. That's how Coach Pops works. Sometimes coaching, I think the volume level has to go up a little bit. Old school. Doing your best, you're going to live your life intensely. You're going to be productive. I can't think of people at my age that are more productive. Because it's not just Shrooms and it's not just here. We do 2 other things out there. We got stuff going on. And I don't talk about it because I don't want to give false impressions, and I don't want to come across in ways that other than the way I try to come across here. Very, very few people are more productive. And I value that. I value my ability to say that. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself. Because you're going to be giving to yourself and to your family and to your community. That's what the book says, and this is true. Good morning, Carl. Glad to see you here. Carl, we give chocolate donuts to people new here. What's going to keep me intensely happy? Now that I'm happy and I'm living this intense, productive life, what's going to keep me on that path? Now that I'm there, is it time to go sit on the couch? Is it time to dial back up my anxiety? Is it time to dive back into the drug? Go do lines? What do I do now? To keep this, man, my life's going good. What do I do to keep that? Because I don't want to lose that. I want to hold on to it. I want that to grow. How do I do it? By taking action. Rodman's right. Don't stop acting. As if. You get a new as if. I'm acting as if I could do 10 tubs a week. Now I'm acting as if I could do 20. I'm acting as if I could help 4 people a week. Now I'm acting as if I could help 15. Etc. A shout out right now. Nerdy, Michael Allen. Who else was mentioned? I forget who else was mentioned. Pacers here sent me some pictures of his first fruit. Cute little tub of great looking little first fruit. And his little setup at home in his closet. He stole a closet from his wife. She had to surrender a closet. He's got a little setup. You know what he said? He goes, I couldn't have done this without Nerdy. I couldn't have done this without Michael Allen. I couldn't have done this. He mentioned 2 or 3 other people. People that are doing their best, serving each other. Serving each other. Mark Zamarin's in there. That's right. Marky Z. Sandman. You're right. Thanks, Pacers, for reminding me. He sent me a beautiful note saying, these are the guys that are making a difference for me. And all people got mentioned, all people met here, all people that dove in here and said, you know what? I'm going to practice serving. I'm going to give a little of myself and my knowledge and my time. It's time consuming. It's time consuming to spend time with somebody new and trying to walk them through processes. But we're doing our best. That is action. That is action. Guys that are in action are the guys I like. They're the guys I want to hang around with. They're the guys that motivate me. This lady, this clown lady, Trash the clown, action. Action. From the minute she started putting makeup on to the last cigarette butt she picked up that day. Action. And she's living a pretty happy life. She's changing her community. She couldn't be changing her community if she was sitting on her couch bemoaning her life. Action. Nerdy feels better because he knows a guy named Pacers that's growing mushrooms now. And Mark Zimmerman and all the others because you took action. It's action that's going to make you feel intensely happy. Action. We forget that part. Especially with our children today. There's very little action. Bunch of cell phone potato heads. When you always do your best, it's because you're taking action. Nobody does their best by doing nothing. So clearly you have to take action to do your best. Doing your best is taking action. Why do you do it? Why? Because you love it. Because it feels better. I don't do something if it doesn't make me feel good. To be honest with you. I don't play baseball. I'm the world's worst baseball player. I hate it. It scares me. I know I'm going to drop the ball. I don't play baseball. I avoid playing baseball. People are like, come on, let's play baseball. No, I got to go. No, I'm sorry, I can't make it. There's things I don't do. I'm not good at them. I don't love them. So I don't try to do my best at them. The things that I try to do, the things that I love, I try to do my best at. The things that I do my best at are the things that I love. The more I do, the more I can love. The more open I am to it. And we're not doing it because we expect a reward. The minute you expect a reward, you'll get some kind of a reward, and that was it. That's what you got. My rewards are so much bigger. My reward isn't a thank you from someone. It isn't. My reward isn't, okay, you gave me a gift, I got to give you a gift. That's tit for tat. That's linear thinking. My reward is, look at me. Look at who I'm becoming to myself. My reward's in my mirror. It really is. This is a guy that wouldn't even look in the mirror a few years ago. Because what was looking back was a bullshit artist. A thief. A greedy. A liar. Or take advantage of everybody around him. Make me feel better. That isn't who I am right now. Those programs are all falling away. I'm so glad when I see what I was. That's my reward. That's my reward. My reward is my change. Most people do the exact opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward. So you don't really even enjoy the action. You're just doing an action because you're expecting a reward. You're looking down there going, oh, I gotta get that, I gotta get that. And you're missing the whole action. The action is the reward. We missed that part. We weren't trained that. Your action is your reward, especially when you're doing your best action. That's your reward. Not the rainbow, not the pot at the end of the rainbow, which isn't there. It's the biggest reason people don't do their best. It's the biggest reason, because they expect a reward. For example, most people go to work every day just thinking of payday and the money they will get for the work they are doing. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday. This is our world. Hardly wait for, oh, Friday, thank God it's Friday. That's our life. Slog, 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 thank God it's Friday. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday. Whatever they receive their money and they can take their time off. They're working for that reward. And as a result, very few of them like their job. Very few of them like their job. If you can't wait for payday and Friday and Saturday, chances are you might be looking for, you might not be where you belong. They try to avoid action and it becomes difficult. And sometimes they don't do their best at work anymore. All you're doing is working until you can get a payday on a Friday. They work so hard all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to work because they have to pay rent, because they have to support the family. They have all that frustration. And even when they receive their money, they're still unhappy. They have 2 days rest. And they don't know what to do. So they try to escape. They get drunk because they didn't like themselves. They don't really like their life. There are many ways that we hurt ourselves when we don't like who we are. So many ways. Final line for today. This is so true. This is so true. This was me. On the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it, growing mushrooms, hosting tea, serving my community, if I take these actions just for the sake of doing them, without expecting a reward, you will find that you enjoy every action you do. And the rewards will come, and they do. That's the most amazing thing. My rewards come. They rain down on me. Look, I got a tapestry in the mail out of nowhere. It just manifested itself. Boop, there's a tapestry going to hang on my wall. Rained down on me. I have another package sitting here waiting to open tomorrow. Rained down on me. These are the rewards I didn't expect. I didn't ask for. When I sent them or gave or something, it wasn't okay, but I'm waiting for my tapestry now. Stuff rains down on you. And I'm not talking material stuff all the time either. Those are material issues. The rewards that we get, my biggest reward is my change. My liking myself more. My not judging myself so evilly anymore. The evidence that I have now is of a good guy, not of a creep. There's my reward. If you don't expect one, you're going to find out that every action you do is the reward. The action itself is the reward. Rewards will come, but you're not attached to the reward. Did you hear what I just said? I'm almost done. You're not attached to the reward. Have you ever been attached to the reward? Oh, the minute you're attached to the reward, you're doing it all for the wrong reasons. Whatever the reward was. You'll get more than you ever expected if you don't expect a reward. If we like what we do, we'll always do our best. We don't get bored, and we don't have frustrations because we like what we're doing. Because it's lined up with our nature and it makes us feel good. And when we are lined up with our nature and the things that we're doing make us feel good, that's our reward. Our reward's getting out of the matote of the world and not having all those voices bouncing around and all the chaos that's in there. It's a pretty clear brain. This brain's all about, I feel good. I need to keep doing the things I'm doing right now, and I'll feel even better. These giving muscles are going to get bigger. Ooh, I like that one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Grow your giving muscle. How do you do it? You got to work it out. If I want this guy to be a little bigger, I got to pump him. Pump your giving muscle. Feels good. Go have a beautiful day, you guys. Thank you for being here. Yeah, that was a pretty good one, huh? We have giving muscles. Let's use them. Thank you for being here today, you guys. Everybody, every single one of you. What a great, great group. And we have such a good time together. You guys are so smart and funny. And I like hanging around you guys. Thank you. Billy D and Ling and Derek Anderson. And Jesus Christ, I meant everybody but you, Jesus. JH Show TV, Herbs, and Rodman, thank you. Thank you, Rodman. No more carrots, you're using mushrooms. Betty Hendricks, IB, Penny Pack. That's right, spread them if you get them. Spread them if you got them. Pacers, D. Anderson, Catzilla, meow. Ling, how are you doing, Freddie? HB, Nerd Nature, Penny Pack, Herb, nice one. Pacers, Anthony Tatum, Cleany Grow. Melody Dawn, nice to see you, RX. There's my guy, Notorious Nugs. Jesus Christ, Pacers, Derek Anderson, Rodman, Trenty. Hi, Trent. Mellow all the way yellow. Mellow, are you as mellow as I think you are? Herbie Page, have a beautiful day. Penny, Vegas, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful tapestry. And you. Mike, Billy D, Sarah, you're not freaking me out. HBB Hendricks, Mr. Phillips, Jesus Christ. Up yours, buddy. Melody Darl, Laura, have a divine day. Take care of that head, the beautiful head of yours. Jesus Christ and Jimmy Max and Calico, there's my kid. Pacers, Never, Hi Nip, and Nerdy and Joe D's. Hi Joe, Mike, and Jesus Christ, thank you, Mr. Australia. JW Owen, King Metro, King Shanti Michaels, Jesus Christ, Mike Barrowball, Jesus Christ, Sarah, Marky Z, making it happen out there, Herb, Jesus Christ, Freddie Hinkle, and Derek Anderson. Pops, peace, love, practice, being impeccable, practice, not taking things personal, practice, not making assumptions, practice, doing our best.